what does it mean to be a woman? A lot that is hurtful. Why must one keep bearing the hurt? One bears the hurt because one is drawing certain comforts. The hurt is deep and lasting. The comforts are cheap. The comforts, like the hurts, are both physical and psychological. There has to be a total revolution in the way the woman looks at herself. She cannot be a creature of the nest. As long as the nest exists, the woman would be exploited. With females in the animal kingdom, the nest is possible. The nest works because animals are just biological, or at least mostly biological. They are not governed predominantly by social forces. Prakriti governs them. And so if Prakriti dictates the female animal to have a nest, it works. The animal female is an animal, born an animal, dies an animal, is not ambitious, lives just fulfilling her prakritic roles. The animal male is too just an animal, is born an animal, dies an animal, and has no ambition beyond his prakritic mandate to conquer or exploit. But man is not merely biological. Man is social as well. And man has a social mandate to conquer, exploit. He exploits everything. He exploits Prakriti, and that you call as development, don't you? He exploits his intellect, and that you call as knowledge, don't you? And if man will exploit everything, and you feel greatly happy when man exploits everything, Why will man not exploit the woman? No animal is supposed to exploit, but man is supposed to exploit, is he not? Man exploits the earth to get minerals. Man exploits the earth to get crops. Man exploits everything that he can. And that is not considered really immoral. In fact, we reward those who are the most clever exploiters. If you can exploit the atom to get energy, you feel so happy, don't you? The atom, in its own prakritic way, was not eager to supply you energy, but you took the atom and said, I am in need of energy because I am ambitious, because I want more comfort, so I'll exploit this atom and get energy. And if you can break open the atom and get energy, you feel happy and you respect and reward those who do all these things. So if man gets recognition, respect and reward for exploiting, why would man spare the woman, or even the woman spare the man? But the woman, the human female, is biologically conditioned to have a nest just as the animal female is. But for the animal female, the nest is the end of the story. Nothing happens beyond that. The nest is made, the young ones are there, and then the rest of the prakritic story unfolds, and that's it. In humans, there is society beyond biology. So if the woman is in the nest, that gives an opportunity to the man to exploit her even more. The male bird will not exploit the female bird when she cannot fly because she is taking care of the eggs or the young ones. The male bird would not exploit her then. But in humans, the male is likely to exploit the female when she is sitting in the nest to take care of the little baby. The woman will have to go beyond her biological self. The nest is the expression of the woman's biological self. As long as there is the nest, the woman would keep getting exploited. Unfortunately, the woman is still thinking that the nest is her asset, that the nest is her protective cocoon. The nest is not your friend. The nest is not your fortress. The nest is your cage. The man is just indifferent to the nest. The woman should be repugnant to the nest. Instead, the woman is the one who actively seeks the nest. And when a human female seeks a nest, she is only seeking a prison. Man does not rebel against the nest. Man is just indifferent, right? If there is a nest, man says, okay, I'll come. If there is no nest, man is okay even with a hotel room. Man is okay even with a hostel. Man is prepared sometimes even to sleep under the sky, beneath a tree. It is the woman who demands a nest. The woman will have to actively rebel against the nest. As long as there is the nest, the woman will remain chained. Ironically, the woman is the one who clamors for the nest. If there is a relationship, it would be the woman who would keep asking actively, darling, when are we getting married? And after the marriage, she'll be the one who will keep pestering. When will we have a house of our own? The woman is her own worst enemy because she is very, very biology driven. Man too is biology driven, but he abides by his intellect too. He abides by his intellect much more than the woman does. The woman is extremely biological. And that is beautiful in some sense. Because if you are not biological, then you are probably intellectual. And the intellect is a bigger curse than it is a boon. The woman is simpler, more innocent. I would dare to say the woman is simple and innocent just as animals are. Because woman, just like animals, is biology driven. She is emotional, and her emotions do not really arise from understanding, not even from intellect. Her emotions arise from her body, from her biological conditioning, from her hormones. Look at the way she is attached to the baby. That does not involve any understanding. All that is pure biology. Hormones. Man has no such chains. Man has no such compulsions. It is biology that confines and chains and imprisons the woman. As long as the woman keeps herself identified with her body, the nest and biology, there is no freedom for her. As long as the woman keeps thinking that her body is an asset, there is no freedom for her. As long as the woman keeps thinking that freedom is about flaunting her body, there is no freedom for her. The woman is the more oppressed of the two genders, and therefore the revolution must arise from the woman. Woman, by rebelling against the body, will be the harbinger of a revolution that will liberate entire mankind, woman and man included, both. But if you will ask me, between these two genders, which one is likely, or which one rather must initiate the revolution, I would say the woman. Because the woman is the more oppressed of the two. Once the revolution begins, obviously man too will be liberated. But just as woman gives birth to the man, woman will also need to give birth to the freedom of man. Man will not be able to give birth to his own freedom. Freedom too will be born out of woman. That does not seem to be happening. Woman remains terribly body identified. And that which you call as modernity or liberation or even feminism is unfortunately even more body-centric. It's just that now the body centricity is a little hidden. There is only one way to go beyond the body, and that is the way of truth, the way of spirituality. All other ways go from the body to the body. So you can go from wheeling to revealing, but you are just going from the body to the body. What were you wheeling? The body. And now what are you revealing? The body. All this great liberation movement has only taken you from the body to the body. So there is no liberation at all. You are just being cheated and fooled. The only way the woman can be liberated is the spiritual way, the spiritual route. Now that sounds so old-fashioned, doesn't it? In fact, you would love to say that religion is the curse of woman. That using religion, the woman has been confined and oppressed and whatnot. But all that was false religion. Don't throw the baby out with bathwater. If the woman can be saved, it is only through true spirituality. Because spirituality alone can take you out of your body identification. The body, the hormones, the maternity, the nest. As long as these remain important to the woman, no liberation at all. And when her body will cease to be important for her, the man too will cease to be important for her. Man rides upon woman, enslaves woman, because the man is very important for the woman. Woman may or may not be the center of a man's world. But go to most women and you will find that man is the center of the woman's world. It is quite strange. If you want to test this, go and conduct an experiment. Test it. What is the woman thinking of? Her thoughts are much more biologically driven. What is she thinking of? Once she has become the mother, she is thinking of the kids. The wife thinks more about the husband's welfare than the husband thinks about the wife's welfare. Isn't that a general rule? The wife is ready with the dinner and the husband often doesn't even return in time. Now, who has been thinking more about the other? The wife. And all this has been taken as her humanity, her kindness. She has been called as motherly and nurturing, and she has been venerated, deified, praised. Don't take that respect, that veneration. By being turned into a deity, you are being confined within 4 walls of the temple. Don't accept that. The man should not be at the center of the woman's world. By the way, if the men want to rule over women, let them rule. Let the men keep thinking of women. The women must be independent of the men. I know that's not easy. I know I'm asking for something close to impossible, but that is the only way out. Woman will have to stop giving man so much importance. The importance that woman gives to her body, her biology, the nest and man are all one. Is there a nest without a man? The woman does not build the nest for herself. She builds it for herself and her man. If you'll go and figure out the fact of loneliness, it is the woman who is more susceptible to loneliness. Man makes merry even in the company of man. You would find boys' gang going all over, all around. A group of 6 boys having fun. But rarely would you find a group of 6 girls having fun. They need men. 6 girls are not happy together. 6 boys, on the contrary, can be very happy together. The woman needs the man, and that's what keeps her bonded. We need girls' gangs. We need girls' communes. We need women to be all right with themselves. We don't want women to be emotionally dependent or biologically dependent on men. We don't want women to seek a man to complete her identity. We don't want the woman to seek a man to complete her name. Are you getting this? If you say you are a mother, what are you always looking for? Looking for a child. And when you are not a mother, you are a wannabe mother. And if you are a wannabe mother, then you are always looking for the husband and his sexual power. And you are saying, I am dependent on you. My womb is empty and waiting. Come fill it up. My nest is so lonely without you. And a lot of that is done just in the name of Mamta. The woman is such a perpetual mother. She is a mother even to the husband. She begins as a girlfriend and ends as the mother. 6 months, she remains a girlfriend. 1 year, she remains a wife. Rest of the life, she is a mother to everybody. And she finds great pride in declaring that. If she has a son and a daughter, she will say, I have 3 kids. And all 3 behave in the same way. They are dependent on me. They suck upon me. I prepare food for all. I wash everybody's clothes. There is no difference between the kids and the husband. As long as you take your biological role seriously, you will remain in chains. And your biological role confines you to the nest. Mark the nest. That's your enemy. That's your enemy. But you take that as your security cordon. You say, within this I am so safe. Within this I don't have to experience the dirt and the harsh sun. Chill. No. Get out of the nest. Hit the road. The nest. Nothing else. The nest. I don't know, Shilpi, whether I have answered you. And Parmeshwari, you too. Getting it? Never get married into a home. Never get married into a family. Never become the queen of a bedroom or a kitchen or the entire house. Just the nest or parts of the nest. And don't be so identified with the damn eggs. All the time concerned with the eggs, the eggs, the eggs. Look at what the market says when it talks of the woman. Are there books specific to the woman? But look at all the advertisements. What are they selling when it comes to the woman? Stuff related to the eggs and the body. Man might even be sold frequent flyer programs because he travels a lot. But woman is always targeted to sell the lip gloss, the bra, and egg paint. Why aren't the airlines targeting you to sell their frequent flyer programs? I ask you, why don't you fly away? Fly away from the nest. That's your only chance. Cars are being sold, and the target customer is the man, and the woman is being used to sex up the car. Very few car companies are targeting to sell cars to women. Such an insult it is it not? No car manufacturer thinks that an entire model can be brought out to serve the needs of women. But the woman is always present in the car advertisement. And what is she doing there? Displaying the curves. And the manufacturer is saying, my car is as curvy as this woman. All the men come over. Be the user of the car, not the doll in the car. Learn to be on the driver's seat, not on the rear seat or the seat next to the driver. Learn to hold the steering. Get out of your nest. And don't be so damn particular about your sexuality and virginity and what else. All body stuff. My biggest asset is my eyebrows and lips and curves and virginity. Now what do you expect from life? What else will you get except bondage and imprisonment? Knowledge must be your asset. Strength must be your asset. Exposure must be your asset. Money must be your asset. And overall, truth must be your asset. Not your breasts and hips. You spend so much time pandering to the needs of the body. Spend time enriching yourself. Spend time gaining knowledge. Spend time skilling yourself. Why do we find so few women in science? Out of the list of 800 or 900 Nobel laureates, why are there so few women? Why are so few women in the science laboratories of the world? Where are they in politics, in sports? At least in the developing countries. Where are they in literature? In all ways of creativity? I'll tell you where they are. They are there in the nest. When man is busy creating a new machine, the woman is busy looking after her eggs. Now who will rule and who will be the slave? Tell me. Tell me. And unfortunately, the woman is preparing herself just to receive the man. The woman is actually more selfless than the man. She is a finer product of evolution than man. So the man will be busy enhancing his business or creating a new machine. And the woman would be busy taking care of the house and cooking food for the man. Now man has done everything for his own personal development. He will be called the ruler of the business empire. And what is the woman doing? Doing the man's laundry and cooking his dinner. And he returns more and more empowered every day. Because 8-10 hours of the day, he is working in his self-interest. He is working to gain money. He is working to gain respect, power, strength. And what is the woman doing all this while? Taking care of the eggs, doing the laundry, doing the meals. And then she expects that the man will be honest and kind enough to grant her an equal status. Why will this exploitative man, as man is defined to be, why will this man ever grant her an equal status? Why? The man is the king. And pardon me for being harsh, you are just his concubine. You may call yourself as the queen, but you are not. A harlot you are. The king can throw you away whenever he pleases. Be less emotional. The emotion is the woman's undoing. Don't weep so frequently. Mind those tears. You think your tears are your strength? They are your biggest weakness. Curse yourself for weeping out. Stay strong. Don't give into emotional traps. The man says, darling, why do you have to work? You stay at home, I will work. You take care of the bed and the eggs and the babies and your mother-in-law. I will bring in the booty. And obviously you have equal rights over that. My money is your money. Never accept this temptation. His money is never your money. Never ever try to think that his money is your money. If you don't earn anything, then you are a beggar and that's all. Full stop. He might be earning millions, but if you don't earn anything of your own, you don't earn anything, full stop. Emotions, tears, biology, body, nest. That's the woman's world. And she is so easy to fool. So easy to fool. And man has been forever fooling the woman. And the woman still doesn't want to wake up. One feels like worshipping the woman for enduring so much. One feels like worshipping the woman for being so willingly exploited. And one feels like slapping her hard in the face for being so stupid. Her own worst enemy she is. Talk emotions to her and she will be pleased. Talk sense to her and she will be offended. Truth is often rough and blunt and harsh. Tell the truth to her and she feels he doesn't love me. And offer her emotional sweeties. And you will be the best friend she ever had. I personally have so much trouble with women. So difficult to teach them. And if you somehow manage to teach them a little, they become emotional. I know a lot of what I have said is a sweeping generalization. But still it is very, very pertinent and applicable. Don't just dismiss what I am saying as stereotyping. I might be stereotyping, yet what I am saying is relevant for the great majority of men and women. What is this thing with long hair? Why must you keep long hair? I'm asking you. So that men have ease in pulling your hair and controlling you by your hair. You are already physically weaker. And then you have a long tail up here. Anybody can hold your tail and control you. Even a 10-year-old boy can defeat you by just using your tail. But women won't live without long hair. And I never understand this. So I said, if you won't cut your hair, I will grow mine. But we cannot accept this duality. Men will have short ones and women will have long ones. I said, I will grow mine. Let's see. But here again, biology is defeating me. My hair don't grow half as long as yours. I never get a haircut, but the hair only come till my shoulders. Yours go right down to your butts. As if biology itself is conspiring to keep the woman chained. What is this thing with makeup? What is this? What do you mean by make-up? Spirituality is all about giving up things that are made up. And you're always making up. Only the false is made up. And what not? Silicone implants, false brows, false eyebrows. What else is there? That thing that removes the wrinkles, Botox. The entire time is being spent in this nonsense. I don't know the details, but there is so much. You can read all that on the menus of the saloons. This treatment, that treatment, and God knows how expensive they are. And from where is all that money coming? Mostly from the man. And if it is not coming from the man, it is your own hard-earned money, then it is even worse. But tell this to the women in that beauty parlor. And they'll pull your little hair out. The body, the nest. Be very cautious of this. Man too has to be cautious of this, but woman has to be supremely cautious.